compensation for the drudgery of the slave trade and for enslavement remains a burning issue on our agenda. And I would say to you that unless we engage in purposeful dialogue and discussion on the issue, it will never go away. I can assure you that the way that we believe this ought to be addressed is a peaceful one based on dialogue, engagement, but one that will have a focus and a targeted agenda. And as you continue to listen and as we continue to speak to you on the issue of reparations, I want you to understand that this issue is one that is being pursued not only in Barbados, but across the world. Recently at the CARICOM Heads of Government Conference, the heads took what I consider to be one of the most important decisions, certainly within my time. And I know that a decision that would send strong signals, not only to our respective communities across the globe, but one that certainly ought to conjure up in our ancestors a sense of pride and dignity. That at the very highest level of our CARICOM nation, our CARICOM member states, our heads of government have determined that the issue of reparations must be given a key priority. And I think that that decision is one that is not only historically gratifying, but one that certainly must speak to the struggles of particularly those leaders within the Pan-African community in Barbados and beyond. You have walked a lonely road, in my view, in Barbados. The Rastafari community in particular have been championed because of black awareness within this country and beyond for many, many years. And we have leaders in Barbados who have taken up the vanguard of Pan-Africanism and black identity, who many of whom have gone back to the great beyond, they've passed on. But I want to say to the Pan-African community in Barbados today that this is a proud moment. This is a decision that captures many of the issues that you have been championing for many years. And I can assure you that our Prime Minister, the Honourable Prime Minister, who is now tasked by his CARICOM colleagues to chair this journey and to take forward this journey of reparations within a Caribbean context. What I would say is that the decision of the heads to establish a regional task force on reparations is part of a journey that, in my view, will never be completed unless we do more within our Caribbean region to foster a sense of unity and dignity and pride. Our isolated Caribbean countries did not just become isolated on their own. Part of that isolation is a relic of our historic past. We were separated physically, emotionally. Our families, many of whom live beyond this shore, you would never be able to accurately trace it, but historians have done it. In many families, they have found their past brothers and past sisters, grandmother, grandfather in distant land, because that was part of the purpose of slavery. The Commission for Pan-African Affairs is poised to undertake an important work that certainly amounts to a shift in the policy focus which they have had for several years. And I have worked with them, I've discussed with them the need to move in a slightly different direction in relation to one of the most important issues that I think confront us in Barbados. And the Commission for Pan-African Affairs is taking that up as perhaps the most important policy agenda item that they'll be pursuing over the next couple of years. And I speak of the issue of identity. Many of us in Barbados have not yet confronted this issue of identity. And when I say that, I am not only speaking in esoteric terms, but it is an issue that confronts us as a nation, who we are as a people, how we behave, what informs our behavior, what informs the behavior of our young people, what are the ingredients of community violence, domestic abuse, people abuse, what are the ingredients that make up this issue? We believe relates to the issue of identity. And the Commission will be starting the path of looking at social identity issues, and we are focusing much of that on our young people in Barbados. And we are utilizing our proud history, our African traditions and practices that are critical to our future and present development, to ensure that the issues that confront particularly our young people, particularly those who are yet to make the journey to come to grips with their identity, those are some of the issues that will be pursued within that program, otherwise known as the SERIOUS program. Not serious, S-E-R-I-O-U, S-I-R-I-U-S. And that program that I've been talking about for a while is designed to ensure that we can confront the issues of social identity, which inform many of the challenges that we face in Barbados today. I want to end by saying to you, though, that we have had a journey that has not been easy, but we are the beneficiaries of the blood, sweat, and tears of our ancestors. We will not be doing them any justice if we remain as spectators, as persons who watch on amidst the social, economic, and political challenges that we face today. If we stand before the Right Excellent General Busso, if we take a journey to the Right Excellent Earl Walton Barrow in Independence Square, if we listen to our historians plotting and telling you of those junctures of our history that created the kind of focus and the kind of foundation on which we stand today, if we do all of that, and we don't take up our rightful place in taking responsibility as a people for our social and economic problems today, then we would have failed that very proud heritage and heritage. I'm saying that the issues and challenges we face today pale in significance with the issues and challenges that our black ancestors faced. And I say that we have now emerged as a proud democracy, a multiracial democracy, in which we hold high a constitution that not only reflects our past, but certainly connects with our future and our present. One in which we have stated and etched in law our tolerance for racial integration, our tolerance for religious freedom, our tolerance for many of the rights that were denied us in the past. And we have emerged as a nation, one of the freest nations in the world, one of those nations that stand very high in the prize of our development. We have to be proud of these things. We in Barbados can be proud to hold the hand of our white brothers, our Indian brothers, our Syrian brothers and sisters in a path towards development that is unifying and purposeful. We have that freedom here in Barbados. And as we watch our international news and we see some of the challenges that other developed countries have as it relates to racial tolerance, we have much to be proud of in Barbados as a free nation. And we must not underscore that within the context of our global reality. What I say is that the work has not yet ended. And the journey goes on. And though we have all started on that journey, this is a journey that we have an obligation to pursue together. White, black, Indian, whatever the race, whatever the religious affinity, we have a journey to pursue. One in which we respect gender, we respect our women, we respect our men, our children, but we respect the proud tradition on which our Constitution is developed and on which it stands. I want to say this morning that we will continue along a path of enlightenment. Emancipation Day for us is a day not only of reflection, but a day of recalibration, a day in which we refocus our vistas. Our individual vistas must become a single vista in which we pursue a path of meaningful development, in which we approach our current social and economic challenges with a determination that is influenced by those that have gone before. Quite recently, I paid tribute to a fallen Pan-Africanist, Glenroy Strawn. I paid tribute along with my colleagues in Parliament, someone who consistently over the years, working along with others who shared a vision in very challenging times to create an awareness of our African identity and to ensure that as Barbadians, modern as we are, that we will never feel ashamed about our past. And this morning I want to remember him again as we celebrate and take note of another Emancipation Day. Glenroy Strawn would have toiled not in vain, because many of the things that he, along with many of his fallen comrades, spoke, we are on a path to action it today. One of those would have been the issue of reparation. And we have taken the lead in that respect within a very broad context. But I want to pay tribute to him, and I want to also pay tribute to our fallen brothers and sisters who have taken a stand and who stand. All we are doing today as a government, as a commission, as a task force, is to take forward on their behalf. We do not claim to be the originators of these very serious initiatives. This issue was not born of any one individual. It is an issue that is born of our ancestry and our collective past that must now be taken forward within a united national country. I greet all of you within the sound of my voice, I want to thank you for coming out this morning in your numbers. I want to thank you for your consciousness. I want to thank you for agreeing to be part of a journey. I want to thank you for seeing this occasion as an important and critical occasion which you should identify. Let us continue as proud Barbadians, as proud brothers and sisters in a cause, to ensure that we reach that ultimate point together in full respect of all of our individual and collective rights, and in full respect of what we know to be right. It has been an honor and a pleasure to address you, and I want to say that as you continue the rest of the day, if you can take a message of hope within the context of emancipation to those who may not have been here, and in your reflection today, I hope that you will remember the millions of Africans who never had the rights and liberties that you enjoy today, and who are dependent on us to complete the task that they struggle themselves to complete. Your hand has been put on the cloud. Our hand rests on the cloud. Our choice is very focused and resilient. We have continued to work with people which has been well for us to some extent. Thank you, and may God continue to richly bless you and our nation.